What is up, sir?
Yesterday at work was the worst that it's ever been in the history
Really?
of me being there and a lot of the other people being there. It was horrible, man. And a lot of people were not knowing how to deal with it when it gets real busy.
Yeah.
The secret to it, you can't watch anything. You can't look and see how many people are waiting or what is everything looking like. The only thing you can do is just work, dude. You just got to
Yeah.
put your head down and do what you can do and don't worry about everything else. I mean, things happen. Can't worry about it. It's out of your control. But people hitting the panic button and stuff at work was kind of humorous to me because it's funny, like when things get ugly and they get like very chaotic and stuff, it's like I'm fine. The worse it gets, the better I feel.
Oh, I'm looking forward to today, dude. Today is my first full day back at work. I did work yesterday, but I was doing a lot of personal stuff yesterday. But I think we've pinpointed a day, Joe, for us to have our celebration. But we're going to get into that. Start the show. Hey, good morning, Tex-Mex Frank, Mario Cavazos, Greg, Joy-Con, Sam Salinas. Good morning, fellas. Thank you for being part of our show today. It's Tuesday here in San Antonio / Conroe, Texas.
Yeah, they're saying Cowboy fan go honky.
Yeah, that's a big story for the Cowboys. Matt Eberflus is gone.
What's his name? Gone. He needed to be gone. I mean, Cowboys had one of the worst defenses in the NFL,
Where do they get this fool from anyway?
Who knows, dude? Jera picked him, probably handpicked him.
Rising together on a Tuesday morning. My name is Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. This is the Area 210 podcast powered by PF Chang's La Cantera. We go for about an hour and a half talking sports and pop culture, having a fantastic time. We are now 2,600 subscribers strong. This Friday, celebrating episode 500 episodes of the Area 210 podcast. And thank you to all of our subscribers, all of our avid listeners, and those who have sponsored us in the past and in the present and in the future. Thank you so much for that. Joe, we're trying to pinpoint a date and time for our party, right? To celebrate Area 210, to celebrate. Joe, I'm going to throw a date out there for you.
Okay.
Because I can make this happen, and I've already told Chica we are all on the go. So you can not only meet me and Joe, hang out with me and Joe, but you can also hang out with Chica. How does January 24th sound? It's a Saturday night.
That's fine to me.
Saturday night at Little Woodrow's. I think we can make that happen, baby. I think we can make that happen.
Like I said, I have the envelope right here. The envelope has like 200, 250, worth of gift cards for, Little Woodrow's. So everybody can come out there and just hang out. And our way of saying thank you to the avid listeners and the diehards here.
And I'll bring my 1099s with me, man, so that we can go out there and have a drink or two, man. So very nice.
Does that mean that I'm going to have to refuel my money clip and put another 200 there or something?
Exactly. And, Chica was excited that it's going to happen over at Little Woodrow's because she's a big fan of Little Woodrow's. I mean, that's a place that you have all over Texas. Big show today, by the way, because the Dallas Cowboys have made some news. Dare we say breaking news within the past hour. It was announced by Adam Schefter of ESPN, also all the other people from The Ringer and whatnot, that the Dallas Cowboys have let go of defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus. Big news for the Dallas Cowboys because the Cowboys ended the season 7-9-1. And why are they not in the playoffs? The number one reason is the defense sucked. Now, I know they lost DeMarcus Lawrence. I know they lost Micah Parsons to trade. But they gave up 511 points this year. The sixth most points ever given up in NFL history for a single season. Matt Eberflus, who was once the head coach of the Chicago Bears, he had some ties to the Dallas Cowboys as a linebackers coach back in the 2016-2017 timeframe, that season. But he's gone. What's his name, Joe?
Gone.
So we're going to talk about the Cowboys, how to fix the Cowboys. ESPN.com has released its first mock draft. The draft is coming up, Joe. Just April's not that far away. The NFL draft is coming up, and we know the Cowboys are picking at number 12 with their own pick, but they also have the Green Bay Packers pick. Packers lose this weekend. That's number 20. They have 2 top 20 picks. Packers win this weekend against the Bears. That pick falls to 25 or worse, depending on how the Packers fare for the rest of the playoffs. But we need to get into that. We're going to get into the NBA power rankings released by NBA.com. You would not believe where they have the Spurs. The Spurs are looking pretty good, according to them, because look at, man, the Thunder. The Spurs broke the Thunder, man. They haven't been the same. Well, they start off 24-1. They've lost 6 of the last 12. Got their asses handed them recently by a bad team. It's not
they
just
lost
the
to
Spurs
Charlotte.
losing to teams like Portland and Utah. You look at Oklahoma City, they have some issues going on right now. There's something amiss with the top teams in the Western Conference. We got to get into that as well. And whatever conversation pieces you want to have as far as from our listeners as well, can be part of the show by taking part of our media share. Joe, if you could put that number up there. It's an 830 number. If you have a TikTok or a photo or something that you want to share with us, 830-391-9164. Go ahead to the like button already, by the way. Don't wait till the last minute. Hit the like button already.
And we did have something that came across the media share yesterday. Didn't see it till after the show was over, but the guys from FTC, the San Anto here, they're going to be having a tailgate there, or a meeting, should I say, a little get together, Twin Brothers.
Very nice.
January 11th, 4:30 p.m. They're going to go ahead and plan the 2026 season. And, you want to come out and, support 210 and also San Antonio FC. Go out there and have some beers, talk with the guys, plan some things for the upcoming season.
I want to thank also those who have taken part in our Make It Count challenge, which is basically a how to lose your bonsai in 30 days type of challenge. We have a challenge on Map My Walk, the app that you can get on your iPhone or your Android, and you can be part of our walking group. And it's a virtual challenge that we have against each other to see who can burn the most calories and who can also walk the most miles using this app. Again, it's not the pedometer. It's not one of those things where you carry around a Fitbit all day long. It's basically you're going to go for a walk in the mornings, afternoons, or evenings. You set the timer out, and it'll map you out GPS wise. We have 8 people who are taking part in this, Joe, so far. And Tony Ornalis, Mario Cavazos, Alfonso, Adrian, we know him as Black Bucket. They've all joined in the last 24 hours. Let's get out there and go. Jen Noriega is in the lead right now, 4.5 miles logged.
Damn, Jen's on it, dude.
I'm at 3.0 miles. I'll be at 5 or 6 by the end of the day.
That's pretty cool, though. Like the ladies right now are leading the pack.
They are.
Jen Noriega, making everybody look shameful right now. Boys got to get on it, man. Get on it.
Well, speaking of which, the one person that's not on it is you, Joe.
I'm not on it because
Joe, get the app.
I don't have time.
You need to have time to go work out, Joe. That is not an excuse.
If I'm in my studio, I have time, but other than that, I don't have time, dude. Like, I really don't.
Go for a walk, baby. Go for a walk. Walk around the neighborhood, man. Make
midnight?
It happen.
At midnight?
Dude, sometimes the best walking can be done at midnight, man. No one.
Not around here, bro. Freaking
crackhead
will come out of the bush and try to shake me down, dude.
You live on the nice part of Potranco, dude.
No,
come on,
dude.
man.
Crackhead will jump out of the bush.
Watch the Burger Boy and back, man. That's at least 2 miles. But let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys, man. Cowboys getting rid of Matt Eberflus. It was to be expected. In fact, Cowboy fans have been calling for his head since like week 4 of the season. You give up 511 points, that's ridiculous, Joe. You cannot win games giving up 511 points. You divide that by 17 games, they gave up over 30 points per game.
Yeah.
That's a lot to ask of Dak and the fellas on the offensive side of the coin, right? George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb and all those guys. It's too much to ask. They got to get that down. But who do you blame the most, Joe? You're the Cowboy fan in the house.
Yeah.
Is it the coaching? Is it the talent? Is it the drafting? Or is it a combination of lots of things?
What it is, it's a combination of a lot of things, but the main person who's in charge of how the Cowboys are good or how good they're going to be or not going to be is one Jerry Jones. And the
Right.
thing that Jerry Jones has done notoriously over the last couple seasons is just sit on his ass too damn long. While other teams are making moves and solidifying their teams to get better for the upcoming season, the Cowboys are always late to the plate, man. And by the time they decide to make moves, you're just getting whatever's left over. Like if you're going to make a move, make a move. You know, you want this team to get better. You need a defensive coordinator, no doubt. Eberflus wasn't the guy. But beyond that, the pieces that you have on defense, they're basura. They're booty crumbs, man. That ain't gonna cut it. You need to go out there and get some guys that can actually play defense. The Cowboys don't have that right now. And the problem with the Cowboys is they need to free up some cap space, which they did in that trade with Micah Parsons. But you need to go get some guys, man, that can actually go out there and play defense. This ain't it, Mike. This ain't it.
Well, what did you think of the signing of Jadeveon Clowney? I mean, I know he's a free agent now.
Yeah.
Clowney had 4.5 sacks the last 2 weeks of the season, 3 in the last game. He was at one point the number 1 overall pick in the draft by the Houston Texans about a decade ago. 1 second, Toby. I don't know if you could hear that in the background, but Toby was lapping at water for the last 5 minutes.
No.
It was pissing me off, man. Jadeveon Clowney is a good player, man, but is that fool's gold? Was he going out there getting those 4.5 sacks last 2 games because he knows that it's time to make money? It's a contract week for him, if you will. Show that you still got it.
He wants to make more money, so he's gonna go ball out, you know? I mean, I think it was a decent signing, you know, but I mean, you need to go out there and you need some corners, you know? You need to go ahead and do something with that secondary, man. This ain't it, dude.
Well, were you okay
The
with
other
them getting
teams
rid
are
of
just
Trayvon
dropping
Diggs?
bombs on the boys.
Were you okay with them getting rid of Trayvon Diggs, who at one point led the league
Oh,
a
dude.
couple of years ago in interceptions?
Yeah, no, his time in Big D had come to an end. He was just not the same type of player he was, you know, in years past. So it was time to move on. But I mean, you again, the Cowboys do things, and instead of doing things sooner, they wait and they wait. And you can't be waiting. If you wait in this league, the time's gonna pass you by. The window for the Cowboys, it's all but closed already. It's almost time to hit that reset button. Dakota Rain Prescott, he's almost his reign of over here being the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. It's going to come to an end sooner rather than later.
Yeah, you see what's happening in Denver, for example, Joe. Remember when they got rid of Russell Wilson and they had all this dead cap space and they said, you know what, we're just going to suck it up for a year, go get a quarterback in the draft. They got Bo
Yep.
Nix, and they just swallowed it. That's just what they did. The Cowboys need to have Dak Prescott for about another year or 2 before they can take that plunge and swallow the dead cap space. But it's interesting because ESPN released its mock draft today, its first mock draft. Now that we know who's slated 1 through 12, we know who's there. We know the top half of the draft order, right? Number 1 overall, according to ESPN, and this was written by Jordan Reed, who's one of their draft specialists. Not Todd McShay, not the other dude. It's Jordan Reed. Number 1, he has Fernando Mendoza, the quarterback from Indiana, going number 1 overall to the Las Vegas Raiders. Makes sense to me. They need a quarterback. Fernando Mania. It's going to happen over there in Vegas. The interesting part, Joe, at number 2, Dante Moore, the quarterback from Oregon, going to the Jets. There was a report yesterday that I saw that said that Dante Moore's people are going to reach out to the Jets and say, do you plan on taking us at number 2 overall? Because if so, we'd rather go back to college. Think about that, Joe. He has the prospect of being the number 2 pick in the draft overall, getting millions of dollars. But this is the important thing about NIL, Joe. The NIL money, he's going to be making $1 million anyway playing college for Oregon if he does come back. But what are your thoughts, Joe? We're going to go back to the Cowboy talk in a second. But what are your thoughts, Joe, on the people who have Dante Moore's best interest in mind, looking around going, dude, Jets, we don't want to go to you. It reminds me of that time that Eli Manning didn't want to go
So to the Chargers, I
to
think
the
it was.
Chargers.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on them saying, Jets, don't even try it. We will go back to school. Don't even try it.
I don't blame them, dude. I mean, what are you gonna do with the Jets? That's a poverty ass franchise, man. You go over there, your career's gonna die. Gonna be in the toilet bowl. The Jets ain't it. They haven't been it for quite some time. You're gonna go somewhere. At least go somewhere where you have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the Raiders, man. You look at the Raiders, and the Raiders are garbage too. You know, Raiders and Jets. I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, you got Mendoza, arguably the best prospect out here, right? Out of this draft class. And what's going to happen? No doubt he's going to go number one, and the Raiders are going to pick him. But the Jets, why
Yeah.
would you? Why would you want to go there? I
Poverty
would
franchise.
Poverty franchise. Like you're not your career isn't going to take a step forward over there. You're probably going to digress. You need to go somewhere where you have an opportunity, and the Jets ain't it, dude. So I would argue against that as well. If you're going to get picked by the Jets, you might as well stay in school. You probably make more money too if you stayed in school.
Yeah, Rafa Castro. I can't get the full name out. I'm so sorry. Rafa coming out on our chat saying Dante doesn't want to go to the Jets. Just go back to Oregon, play for that crappy organization, which is true. Rafa Castorena, good morning. Mario Cavazos at 12 Mario Cavazos coming out saying at 12, Cowboys select Arvell Reese of Ohio State. Well, according to ESPN's mock draft, they have him going number 4 overall. So sorry, he won't be there at 12.
He gone.
Arvell Reese, according to ESPN, is going top 4 to the Tennessee Titans. Number 5, the Giants. Doing what the Giants do, they go get wide receivers, man. They have him taking Carnell Tate, wide receiver out of Ohio State. Number 6, poverty franchise, the Cleveland Browns. I guess you need to have some offensive firepower. They have them taking Jordan Tyson, the wide receiver out of Arizona State. David Bailey, who's that stud defender who was also considered to be a Heisman Trophy candidate, the edge rusher for Texas Tech, going number 7 overall, according to ESPN, to the Washington Commanders. Now, at number 8 is interesting. The Saints might be without 2 running backs next year. The Saints might be without Alvin Kamara, and it's also very possible that their backup running back is gone as well. That being said, Notre Dame's running back, Jeremiah Love, which, by the way, if he gets to the Saints, they should have the same beat as Tupac and Dre back in the day, and you just call him Jeremiah Love.
Oh, God. California Love. Dang, man.
Guess who's picking number 9, Joe?
Oh.
Kansas City. Kansas City has a pick higher, better than the Cowboys because they sucked. They have to replace Travis Kelce at some point, but they have them taking Reuben Bain Jr., the defensive lineman out of Miami. Reuben Bain, by the way, was considered to be a top 5 candidate just about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Number 10, Bengals taking Caleb Downs out of Ohio State. He's a safety. Spencer Fano, the offensive tackle from Utah. Can't go wrong with an offensive tackle every once in a while, going to Miami. Now we go to the Cowboys at 12. Offense or defense, Joe? Offense or defense?
You need D.
Taking Sonny Styles, linebacker out of Ohio State. Okay. Linebacker, there you go. At number 20, ESPN is projecting that the Cowboys will take, let's see here. Oh, this is funny. They have the Cowboys projected to pick at 25 because they think Green Bay is going to beat Chicago this week.
Did they leak the script already?
They did. It's a 1.5 point spread. Again, if the Bears beat the Packers are the Packers pick is number 20. Cowboys pick at 20. The mock draft today from ESPN says they're picking at 25. Say that they're gonna make their way to the second round. The Packers. If the Cowboys are picking there, they have them taking Jermond McCoy, the cornerback out of Tennessee. So going linebacker, cornerback, basically in the first round. For those of you who are joining late, Matt Eberflus, the defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys, is no longer the defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys. He is now, in a 4-letter word, Joe, gone.
Gone. You know what they said to him?
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Sam Salinas reaches out to us on our chat powered by PF Chang's La Cantata saying, Sunny Style sounds like an old school WWF diva name.
Oh, that does, dude.
That reminds
Sean
me.
Quintero's joining us right now. Hey, what's up, Sean?
That reminds me. I saw that Cooper DeJean of the Philadelphia Eagles has a new girlfriend, Joe.
Does
I
he?
don't know who she is because I am not I'm not big into wrestling. But he is dating a 42-year-old. He's 22 years old. And he's dating a 42-year-old former WWE wrestler, Joe. What are your thoughts on that?
Hey.
You know which one I'm talking about?
No, I don't know which wrestler. What's her name?
He is dating now, and I was looking at old school photos of him. She had what was called the twist.
Oh, he's saying Bella. Okay, one of the Bella sisters.
Yeah.
They're still hot, dude, but I mean, to each his own, you know? Like, maybe he just likes them older. Who knows, you know?
What was that one quarterback from the Jets who was all about it?
Oh, that young kid that they had there. Well, I forgot his name, dude, from
he's
a couple seasons
Nicky
ago.
Bella. Nicky Bella is the name.
Okay.
So Cooper DeJean, who had an interception return for a pick six in the Super Bowl last year, he picked off Patrick Mahomes, took it for a pick six to the house. He took it to the house, and now he's with Nicky Bella. So congratulations.
And Mario Cavazos says, "Idiot, they're not hot anymore." I mean, come on, they're in shape, dude. You put them against any other woman that's here in San Antonio. I mean, come on, dude. They're still gonna turn heads when you take them in the bar, dude. Come on.
What's it called? What's that? That line from Friday? The darker the juice, the sweeter the berry, or whatever it was.
God. Joy-Con Drift King. There he goes.
The older the berry, the sweeter the juice. There you go. I had the same thought in my head because Chica will quote that phrase every once in a while.
God.
But Cowboys without Matt Eberflus. I mean, they also need to have a change in GM, but that's never going to happen until Jerry Jones dies. Jerry Jones, like Charlton Heston, holding that rifle, saying, "You got to pry it from my cold dead hands."
Cold dead hands.
That's going to be Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones, mid-80s, still running the team, still doing the draft.
He's gonna die in the office. He's gonna die in that chair, dude. Eating that, was it Egg McMuffin that he has every morning? They're gonna find him decrepit there, just holding on to the Egg McMuffin. Like, come on, Jerry. You know what I was thinking about the other day? Because I saw this just pop all over social media yesterday. And they're talking about Travis Kelce, right? And they're comparing him to Tony Gonzalez. And they're like, Tony Gonzalez, if you look at the stats, they're like, he's had a better career than Travis Kelce. Just Travis Kelce has just been more popular because of his time with Kansas City. More importantly, his time with Taylor Swift. You know, but if you look at both players and you look at the stats, Tony Gonzalez by far has had the better career.
I don't know if I would go that far, man. Let's take a look at career stats. I have them right here. Yeah. Travis Kelce played for 13 years. 13,002 yards. I mean, almost identical 1,000 yards per year, right?
Yeah.
You go by touchdowns, 82 touchdowns. So 13,000, 80 touchdowns, right? Tony Gonzalez, who was a very, very good player, and I will say this, Tony Gonzalez is probably the better blocker of the two, and that's part of being a tight end. It's not only being the wide receiver, but being the blocker. He played for 17 years, 15,000 yards received, 111 touchdowns. So, yeah, you could say that Tony Gonzalez had a better career, better stat-wise, but one thing that Tony Gonzalez doesn't have necessarily that he does, because you have a 14-time Pro Bowler in Tony Gonzalez, doesn't have that ring.
Yeah.
And Tony Gonzalez is a 3-time Super Bowl champ, 11-time Pro Bowler. Isn't it amazing that you have those two cornerstone tight ends? Yeah. Cowboy fans get all excited about who Jason Witten and who else was a good tight end for the Cowboys over the years, back in the 90s.
Yeah, they're saying I think Kelsey coming back for one more run. Why? He's already shown he's on the decline, man. You know what? Leave while you can hold your head high, dude. Like leave with some dignity, because this Kansas City team is in trouble, man.
Well, he didn't have a bad year. He had 851 yards
I get
receiving.
that, Mike, but the Kansas City Chiefs ain't going nowhere with the squad that they have currently.
But the squad was messed up because they had one of their best players that had a suspension early in the year. Xavier Worthy got hurt accidentally by Travis Kelce. You see when Travis Kelce ran into him? It was like,
Dummy.
I mean, so it was a fluke injury that happened. And you just look at it, man. I mean, I have a hard time believing that Kansas City's window is closed.
It's
Patrick Mahomes,
closed,
but
Mike.
then
Come
again,
on.
Mahomes has that injury and may be out to start the season. Does Travis Kelce want to come back and play for the backup quarterback? Play with a
No,
backup
man.
quarterback.
That ain't it, dude. The Kansas City Chiefs without Mahomes, I mean, they're just gonna be all right. They're probably gonna be maybe as good as they were this season or worse. I
Right.
mean, you have to be a diehard fan to still root for the team, because what's about to happen if you don't have one of your best players out there and one of the most important positions out there in football, which is a quarterback, you know?
Well, Kelce, you go back to Kelce's popularity. I mean, the New Heights podcast, he makes seven figures off of New Heights. He is, a very popular figure in pop culture. He was the
Yeah.
host of Saturday Night Live before he even met Taylor Swift. By the way, one of my favorite episodes of SNL the last few years was the Travis Kelce episode. I thought he did a fantastic job.
He's got that comedic timing down, Mike.
He does. And you know what? He's very, very, very likable. And I know that a lot of people who give him crap because of Taylor Swift and they don't like Taylor Swift for one reason or the other. No one's music is for everybody. Um, but the idea that if you follow New Heights, the idea that the whole relationship with Swift was manufactured kind of got shot down, because if you follow New Heights, you see how Travis wanted Jason's life, and Jason, is married with kids and whatnot. He wants that life, and at some point, the biological clock ticks not only for women but for dudes as well. Man, he's 35 years old. He wants to have kids.
Look at Fake Killer 523 saying, Joe, signed the apology form yet? For what?
So
What am I
which
signing
one?
up? What am I signing an apology form for? It better not be for Wemby because he hurt again. No, we good, dude. We good.
Mike is a Swifty confirmed, says Midtown Texas. How would you define like the fandom of a band or a musician, right?
Hmm.
So like is it because you like some songs but you play them a lot? I'll give you an example here. My most played Spotify last year was Kendrick Lamar. I don't think I want to go to a Kendrick Lamar show, even if he's performing with SZA. Just I don't want to go to the show.
Not something you'd pay money for.
Right. But there are some musicians that I have fewer listens of that I would love to go see.
Jelly Roll?
Oh, I saw Jelly Roll because that's Chica's number one artist from last year on Spotify.
Shabuzi?
Does he have more than that one song? We all in the club,
the
all
bar
the bar
song?
getting tipsy. But it's funny because like the fandom of things is like you could be like in sports. There's a diehard fan. Diehard fan is I go and I watch all 82 Spurs games. I go to a handful of games. I wear the gear and all that stuff. Then there's a second level. There's a casual fan. If you were to say it all, I'm a casual Taylor Swift fan. I don't seek out her music, but I don't get repulsed when it goes on.
You're a Swifty? A Swifty?
You were reminding me of, Joe. I was talking to Chica about this the other day. You know how you got that crap about Nickelback over the years? I mean, from like 2008 to 2018, 2020. If you were kind of embarrassed to listen to Nickelback
To the Nickelback.
because there was so much backlash against them for
Still
one reason
embarrassed
or
to
another.
listen to Nickelback, dude. Who listens to Nickelback now?
Millions of people do, Joe.
Oh, God. Why?
If Nickelback announced a concert at the Frost Bank Center, Joe,
No,
it'll sell out in
man.
2 days.
I'm
Sell out
good,
tickets.
dude. I ain't spending that much money to go and see them. No,
Well, I
man,
didn't say
I'm
that you
good.
have to see them, but there are certain bands out there, Joe, certain musicians out there that everyone listens to, but no one wants to admit it. Color Me Bad in the '90s was that band. It was
Milli
like,
Vanilli.
well, Milli Vanilli was just shtick, but Color Me Bad was like
Oh,
they sold 7 million albums, but no one admitted to owning one. Then you had Nickelback in 2000. Who's 2010 and 2020 is like guilty pleasure that no one wants to admit that they listen to.
Look at Nickelback as peak divorce dad music, and I'm here for it.
Dude, divorced dad music sometimes slaps, as the kids say, dude. It's funny because like I'll do stuff like I'll wash the truck or I'll clean up a little bit around the house, and I can't listen to 90s R&B to do that. I love 90s R&B, right? But I got to listen to like rock music for it, right? And Chica looks at me and goes, "How do you know all these songs?" And I'm like, "What band is that?" I'm like, "Well, that's Audio Slave. That's Velvet Revolver. That's whomever, 9 Inch Nails or whatnot." It's funny, man, because like I diverge in music. She stays in her lanes when it comes to music, country,
Yeah.
90s R&B, and then also like old school soul and R&B.
Look at what Midtown
Aretha's and
Texas
Janis Joplin's
says.
world.
Nickelback and Creed remind me of cocaine.
Wasn't the worst when the Creed
Cocaína.
sang at the Cowboys halftime show?
Oh God, when he was Mike was a Stapp was on the singer for Creed Stapp. He was on that freaking was it like I don't know, like some type of drape that was hanging down, and he's over here flying around the crowd and stuff. Like that was a halftime show at the old Cowboy Stadium, not the new one.
He looks like he stinks.
Like
He
he
looks like he
stinks.
stinks. Yeah.
What do you mean? Like he
He
stinks? Like he
he looks like
physically
he
smells?
doesn't wear deodorant. Like he just like I
How
look at
do
Lady
you know
Gaga.
that?
Even when Lady Gaga looks halfway attractive, I look at her. I go, she probably stinks.
Oh my God. Mike would sing to his girlfriends over the phone at high school.
And middle school.
Oh.
Midtown Texas saying, "Imagine dragging these nuts."
Oh man. Oh yeah, dude. I'm gonna agree with Hanover Fist. Only the lamest dudes listen to Nickelback, dude.
Did you watch Nickelback when they made an appearance on SNL about 3 or 4 years ago with
No.
Melissa Villaseñor, I think is her name? It was one of the funniest skits ever, man. It was about an old lady who's in the hospital after being trampled at a concert, and her dying words are, "This is how you remind me." The lyrics of "This is how you remind me." It was one of the funniest skits I've seen in a long time on SNL. It was a good one.
You
Rafa
know
says
some
Velvet Revolver was a kick-ass band. Too bad the singer couldn't stay off the smack. Talking about
that's
Scott Weiland of Stone Temple Pilots, who, by
this
the
is
way,
true.
last week was the 10-year anniversary of his passing. Interesting thing about, and I like that we're talking about music, by the way. If you go on TikTok or you go on YouTube, Scott Weiland's son is named Noah. I'm gonna backtrack here.
Okay.
You see certain bands who lose a member, right? Like you saw Glenn Fry pass away from the Eagles, right? And then a child comes in and does their thing. Taylor Hawkins dies from Foo Fighters, and Taylor Hawkins has family that is playing their music, right? Noah Weiland, the son of Scott Weiland, has been performing STP songs, not with the band, but with like a cover band. Joe, I have said many years, STP was my favorite band growing up, right? I saw them in concert 5 times. They're the best concert I ever went to. They're the worst concert I ever went to. I said, man, I'll never see STP again. I'm so sad, right? Because when Scott Weiland died in 2015. But Joe, watching Noah Weiland sing, I would actually, if he played with the band, Rob and Dean DeLeo and Eric Kretz, the drummer,
Yeah.
if he played with them, I'd go.
It ain't the
Because
same
Chester
though,
Bennington of
man.
Linkin Park, before he died, was also the lead singer of STP.
Lincoln Park now, man. it ain't the same now that they got that new singer, that female singer.
It's
She
not the
she
same.
she can get the pipes, and the same thing happened with Journey,
Mm-hmm.
right? They don't have their. They got this kid now that sings with them, and they go on tours and what to these casinos on all over the United States. But it ain't the same. I mean, the kid can sing, but it just ain't the same.
Midtown Texas says Mike listens to Mambo Number 5. A little
Shouting
bit of
through.
Monica in my life.
Ooh, man. Imagine Dragons is this day's Nickelback.
I like that. That's a very good point, dude. Markov also says Mike loves Richard Marx's music. And
God.
how long do I like Richard Marx's music? Now and forever.
No, bro. What's that stupid song that he's famous for? Wherever you go, whatever.
Oh, right here waiting, baby.
That song, bro.
He also
No,
he also
man.
has a song called
No.
Hazard. Uh,
You know more than I
Don't
do.
Mean Nothing is another song by Richard Marx. Endless Summer Nights is probably my favorite one.
God, dude. No, man.
Hey, man, you know what? This is where me and Mike Taylor diverge. Mike Taylor hates Richard
Welcome,
Marx.
Richard Marx.
I sound like I'm that guy from Office Space who's like talking about Michael Bolton's music. He's like, oh man, I celebrate his entire catalog. I'm not one to hate on Richard Marx. Richard Marx is actually a talented performer, man. He's talented.
Vegan, by the way, too. You know that,
Yeah,
right?
because he was complaining about the food in San Antonio, how there was no
Yeah.
healthy options.
Bunch of carne.
Who says Alice in Chains jams, man? I mean,
They do.
it's sad that everyone just remembers them as Rooster and all that, but there was more to them.
That
Lane Staley and
MTV
Fellas.
Unplugged, man. MTV Unplugged when they were doing their gig there, and that was something to behold, dude. That was
Yeah.
like soon after that, or just before, after that. That's when they found the singer dead. The lead singer from Alice in Chains. But it was a good performance, dude. MTV Unplugged was, man, cranking out some bangers back in the day, man.
Dude, even when it wasn't rock, man, LL Cool J on MTV Unplugged was really good.
Yeah.
Sweaty mofo, dude. He was sweating like Patrick Ewing out there, man. Let's see here. We have some comments coming in there. Rafa saying, Samson is saying, okay, I looked up Noah Weiland, checks out. He needs to join STP. His band sounds amateur. The band does sound amateur, but his voice is there, right? You listen to Noah Weiland perform Cracker Man, Sex Type Thing, Plush, and you can hear his dad's voice in his voice. It's the weirdest thing, man. It's kind of like you have that with Eddie Van Halen's son who started playing with Van Halen. That was interesting.
People are saying rip MTV because what happened with MTV is they went ahead and sunset all their music channels that they used to have going on 24/7. They finally just said, we're going to go ahead and just pull the plug on those. MTV is still available, of course, but they're just not going to be playing music. They're going to be doing other stuff like reality shows or whatever. Yeah. Because they can't compete with Spotify, and all, YouTube and all these other music platforms out there, because that's how people ingest their music nowadays. They don't actually go to TV to listen to that. They have other options.
It's like a dead technology.
Yeah, man.
And people will never understand. And this is where I kind of sound like an old man. Joe, we're considered Zennials, which means if you were born between the years 76 and 83 in that time frame, you're considered a Zennial, which means that you're not a Gen Xer, but you're not a millennial. You're kind of a hybrid of the two.
Yeah.
And those days our kids will never get. And I was talking to Chica about this just yesterday. I saw an article talking about male loneliness.
Yeah.
And I found that to be interesting because they were saying that a lot of guys don't have friends. That a lot of guys just don't have that friend to turn to when times are tough or when they are happy or sad.
Lean on me.
Drink. I'll give you an example, Joe. I'll give you an example. I have never been more happy than I am right now. Chica is amazing. I'm looking around this house right now, and it is beautiful and spotless. And Chica does so much around the house, and she works her ass off. And I am very blessed to have her. But when I was going through my divorce a few years ago, I had to lean on friends because it's kind of it's you don't realize that life's going to get better at some point. You're just stuck in the moment, right? And I relied on Sean Quintero and Alex Noriega. I had friends to go to, Mike Ritter and all these guys that listen to our podcast and whatnot. I relied on them, and a lot of guys don't have that. And I was telling Chica about this yesterday about how this article I had read about male loneliness, and I think part of it is, Joe,
Yeah.
dude, social media killed people's ability to talk to people, killed people's ability to make friends, to make new friends, killed people's ability to pick up girls and get dates and whatnot. It's crazy how, like, the life that you and I lived of going out and hanging out at the mall and going out and riding our bikes with our friends and playing basketball at the park and all that stuff doesn't exist anymore. It's so, I feel so bad for those who are growing up these days because they don't have the same social skills that we do.
That sounded like that Bobby Bougier dude from Waterboy. The mama, what did she say? He don't have the social skills.
Gatorade.
But he said he don't need no friends. He's got his mama. That's what she used to tell him.
Midtown saying sometimes somebody Zennial meets $50.
Millennial. You know, they are saying rip also to PBS. I don't know if you heard, Mike, but Congress said they're not going to go ahead and fund them. They pulled their funding. So the Corporation for Public Broadcasting is voting to shut down and dissolve, dude. So no more Channel 9 here locally. You know, all that is going away. Like they said, rip to Reading Rainbow, dude. It's gone.
You know, I don't understand the world that we live in right now, man. I really don't, because the a-holery of people is beyond it's something that I've never seen before, Joe. I mean, I grew up in a time where if you didn't know anything about anything, you just kind of stayed in your lane. I grew up in a time where people's hatred was kept inside. And
Yeah.
right now, it just doesn't exist anymore. Now everyone is free to be a complete a-hole. And the sad thing is that they hide behind religion when they're doing it. You know, they hide behind wearing a suit when they're doing it. But we live in an awful, awful time right now, and people's hatred is being tolerated. And it's you know, I'm not going on a political slant or anything like that. It's just
Yeah.
like, you know, things have changed. I mean, a friend of mine was talking about the other day on social media that he got harassed by ICE at the San Antonio airport after he had already gone through TSA.
Yeah.
So he's like waiting for his plane and he's getting harassed by ICE. He's like, I showed my driver's license or passport to get through.
Yeah.
Why are you harassing me here? You know? And it's profiling. Here's what it is, man. You know? There's a reason why I get checked whenever I go in and out of the airport, right? How many times do I get patted down?
Because you're the wrong color. Is that it?
What's the one organization that doesn't give that by rule and law does not keep stats?
You know what the TSA motto
TSA.
is? You know what the TSA motto is?
What's that?
If he's brown,
Pat him down. I knew you were going to
Oh, every time, man, you go through that line, they're like, "Oh, he brown. We're gonna pat him down. Come over here, son."
Yeah.
Oh
And Handle
man,
Fist says, "Get that pre-check, MJ." I have it, and they still pat my ass down. They still feel up my huevos every time I go over
look
there,
at
man.
Midtown Texas dares TSA to pat him down. I bet you Chica's already like, again, again.
Chica about 3 months ago got the same thing that happened to me happened to her.
Jeez.
And she would always laugh about it. But when it happened to her, she was not laughing. She was not laughing. But that's funny.
If we ever traveled somewhere together, all of us, right? I'd be like, and they get you, Mike, and they're gonna pat you down. It's gonna be a while. I'll be like, Francesca, let's go get something to drink. Go wait for Mike. Come on, Greg. Come on, Alex. It'll be a while.
That actually has happened when we were in I think we were coming back from the Dominican Republic, She looked at me and goes, "I'm just gonna go through, and 'cause you're gonna take forever."
I see you,
They
man.
took my passport. They walked off into another room. This wasn't the American government. This was Dominican Republic looking at me, going, "There's something off about this dude. I don't know what
You
it
look
is."
suspect.
Dude, so tell me about duty free. Have you ever bought anything duty free at the airport?
No, I don't think so, man.
Okay, so like I don't know the rules involving it because they have all these bottles of liquor that you could buy at when you're overseas,
Yeah.
tax free. And I was doing the math behind it, and I was like, "Well, how does this work? Do I just like wrap it up and then just take it home?" They had over there in where did I go last? I went to Mexico, right? Cancun.
Yeah.
They had at the Cancun airport. It was 3 bottles of Crown for like $68.
That's not bad.
No tax.
Not bad, dude. They're coming
And
home.
and then they had a bottle of Macallan, which typically goes for about 250. They had it for like 130, 140. I found it interesting that it's just cheaper to go over there to buy certain things, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I like how we've gone from Winger, which by the way, Black Bucket talking about Winger. You mentioned Winger, I think of that guy on Beavis and Butthead, the one kid that had the Winger shirt on.
God.
Joe, who's that band that sang "Here I Go Again"? That's Whitesnake, right?
Oh yeah.
I karaoke that one time at one of our events.
Did you?
And then I wimped out on SCP because I was already a little too faded at the time.
Somebody had put this in the chat here, not in the chat, but the media share. The only way they're gonna get rid of Jera.
Oh, let's see. Dude, AI has gone too far. Hey, go onto my Twitter account real fast, Joe. So I was working in San Antonio yesterday, and I drove back to Conroe last night, and I get back home, and the house is beautiful and spotless, right?
Oh, I know what you're going at. Yeah.
But Chica made my bathroom in the upstairs Spursy. So we can zoom in on that. What do you think of that, Joe? What do you think of that look? Like she surprised me with that.
Looks all right.
Okay.
Looks nice.
So one of the comments that I got, if you go onto the comments section, somebody said that she did it wrong. And I want to know how much time it takes for someone to do this.
Dude, then now this is a bathroom right here.
Yeah, click on that real fast.
Look at that, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Come on, Mike.
I like the photo of like Alvin Robertson in the back.
Jeez, dude.
The Spurs shower curtain. He was like, it was kind of like Crocodile Dundee. That's not a knife. This is a knife.
You know, it'd be even worse if you had a picture up here, right? Hanging. Yeah. And the players kind of looking down at you.
Joe, but is it possible to have like I can see this type of thing in a garage, but look how subtle that is, Joe. Look how subtle that is.
It's the Spur and the color. I would have went for the shower curtain, dude. Might as well, and the bath mats, you know, like
and the bath mats, Joe. Isn't it too much? Isn't it more stated when it's just like, boom, professional? Like you can't even don't even know that it's there.
That's good. I mean, it's still nice. I mean, I like it.
Joe, you have your garage as your man cave, right? Yeah. Does every guy need to have a man cave?
I would think so, man. You have to have a spot where this is your domain, you know? You got to have a space to yourself, in other words.
I have an office here that has a lot of sports memorabilia in it. But I don't consider it to be a man cave because for being a man cave, you want to watch sports there, but I don't want to watch sports in that particular room. I like being downstairs in the living room with everybody else. Like I can't just like segregate myself from everybody. You know, you watch me watch the Spurs is what I'm saying.
Have her put a picture of Kawhi by the toilet. No, man. What I would do is I would
why Kawhi? Why Kawhi? Makes think about number 2.
Exactly.
That's it.
I would go ahead and have Kawhi's likeness on a plunger.
Very,
Not
very,
every
very, very
man
not
cave is
nice.
sports themed. That's true. Not every man cave is sports themed.
Well,
Sometimes
then
you'll
what
get
do
them
you
doing
do?
something
Is it
else.
alcohol themed? Is that
No,
what it
they could
is?
have. I mean, everybody has to have a little bar or something, alcohol or whatever. But it could be NASCAR themed, or maybe they're into soccer. Something different. I mean, it could be different. It could not even be like, sports themed. They could be like into Star Wars or something else. Like they collect things. So I mean, to each his own. But the majority of man caves are going to be sports themes because guys like to watch sports.
Mhm.
Who doesn't? What man doesn't want to watch sports? You got to be into either NBA, NFL, race car watching, or combat sports, UFC, MMA. You're watching soccer. You're watching something, man. Come on.
Yeah, I met that guy Cuts by Jones, a while back. His garage is completely Dallas Cowboyed out.
Yeah,
I mean, it is blue and silver all over the place. I don't think I could ever do that. I mean, I don't mind having like a wall dedicated to it, or having a subtle thing showing the Spurs logo. Like
yeah.
like Chica put that up there. I've had that thing for ages in my office, just like propped up. She put it on the wall. Looks good, dude. Looks good. Others are saying, what about video game themes and Star Wars themes and things like that? I mean, I guess some guys need to have that cave. I used to have a man cave back in the day that was poker themed. So I had like poker tables out there. We'd play cards and whatnot. Um, but I don't know if I want to do that anymore. I think I actually want my house to get smaller. You know,
Smaller.
we don't have the kids here anymore. Why do we need to have like 4 or 5 bedrooms? Just get it down to a 3-bedroom
You're
house
in
and
that FTK phase of life. F them kids.
no, man. Chica wants to be a grandmother so, so bad. But again, for those of you who are following our Map My Walk campaign, again, all you got to do is download Map My Walk on your iPhone or Android. Send me your email address so I can find you. And then I send you a friend request, and then I send you a challenge request. It's a 4-step process, but we can make it happen within a matter of minutes. Again, we now
Yeah.
have 8 people on there. And when we do this challenge again in February, it's going to be easier to do it because you're all in the system already. So we'll have like monthly winners when it comes to it all, Joe. But you got to burn off those calories and burn off that food that you're going to get at PF Chang's La Cantera, because you're going to go over there, you're
Mhm.
going to try to lose weight. Dude, as you say, Joe, the lettuce wraps, they are in
They're
fact
delicious.
delicious. Tomorrow, half all bottles of wine, half all bottles of champagne. It's Wednesday at PF Chang's La Cantera. But let's show them some love. Again, PF Chang's are all over the place, but you want to go to the one at La Cantera Mall, the shops at La Cantera, because they're the ones that power this show. Let's
PF Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of PF Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. PF Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
go tell Sean that we said hi, that we sent you there. PF Chang's La Cantera. Fantastic place to go. They have an outdoor area. It's warm this week, right? Going to get up to the 70s. Go chill out, have a drink over there. They have those $8.99 cocktails going on right now for a limited time. The Jade Margarita, they have the Mai Tai, they have the Lychee Martini. Go try them out. $8.99, open to close over there at PF Chang's La Cantera. But it's a good place to have a meal.
Look at this.
Joe,
Bait Killer was saying, where do we send your email address? I'm not putting that in the chat. Well,
well,
here you
I'll
go. I'll give you an option. So you can go
give you
ahead
my
and
number.
actually either the number. So you can either do that or you can go ahead and text us with the media share because that is private and people won't be able to see that. So we'll go ahead and have you do that. Or you can go ahead and text Mike.
There
You
you
want to
go.
make
My
more
number is
money?
up there. This is my cell phone number, man. I've had this number since 1996. 210-508-0369. 210-508-0369. I'm a financial guy. I work with people's money when it comes to retirement planning, when it comes to investments. I help people insure themselves, life insurance, long-term care. I'm actually bringing in a health insurance group into the fold. So if you need help with that, Medicare, anything like that, give me a call. 210-508-0369.
I think it's
in
high time we start talking about some San Antonio Spurs
yeah,
basketball
Spurs
because
back in
the
action
NBA
tonight.
rankings came out, right? So the NBA
Hmm.
rankings are out, and look at what happened here. Spurs fans should be happy. Spurs make it to the top of the list in the NBA power rankings, and this is from the official NBA website, not some third party or anything like that. And look at what they have to say about the Spurs. They said they're number one, and they attribute this to the Spurs, playing good basketball, but there's some things that they have to work on, as they said, that the Spurs, even though that they have lost both to the Cleveland Cavaliers and to the Portland Trailblazers, this has been the worst stretch of basketball that the team has played, but even then they still look pretty good and they have a winning record. So even though that they had some miscues there, with the Spurs, they said with the Knicks, with the win over the Knicks on Wednesday, the Spurs are 7-1, not including the Emirates Cup final over the against the other six teams. But again, they're telling us that the Spurs, last two losses here were against the Cavaliers and against the Portland Trailblazers here. But they are also back in action tonight, and they're going to be facing who? The decrepit Memphis Grizzlies, who have a slew of injuries. They're sitting everyone, man. So you never know. Hopefully, this is not a trap game for the Spurs, and they can go ahead and dominate early on and just coast.
Yeah, so Sam Salinas reaches out to us and says, even with all those losses the Spurs have had, because the Spurs have lost 3 of the last 6 games, well, Oklahoma City's lost 6 out of 12. So everybody is
Yeah.
losing games right now. There's no one running away with it anymore, because if you look at the standings right now in the Western Conference, Oklahoma City at 30-7, Spurs at 25-10. But you go to Denver. Denver's lost 6 out of 10 games. So as much crap and grief as we give the Spurs, right? Mitch Johnson, the Spurs have won 7 out of 10 games. And one of the games that they lost against the Knicks didn't count. So for the ones that count, the Spurs have won 7 out of 10. What more do you want out of a 10-game stretch? But you look at it,
And without
Denver's
Victor
Denver's
Wembanyama.
lost 6 out of 10. The Lakers have lost 5 out of 10. No one is like moving forward. There's nobody on a hot streak right now.
Oklahoma City's on the decline, man.
Yeah,
They just
they
got
are.
blown out the water by the Hornets, man.
And people are asking the question, has Dylan Harper hit the rookie wall? It's possible. The rookie wall, for those of you who don't know, in college basketball, you play about 34 games, and that's the full season. The Spurs have played about that many games already, and has Dylan Harper hit that wall? He's not as consistent as he used to be, so maybe there is something to be said about that. He'll have 4 points and then 22. But, I'm trying to find some sort of like that matters when Wemby's not there. Wemby out with a hyperextended knee. It's impossible to replace him defensively. So you need offense to click. I wonder if Devin Vassell is going to play this game, because Vassell, as much grief as we give him, and as awful as his shot selection can be at times, he's still a decent enough player to spread the floor. And without him being out there, the defense has collapsed downward, and it's harder for Castle to get his way in, harder for Harper to get in when you have more people in the paint.
You know who you're missing? The instrumental piece, or the key piece beyond Wemby, that Spurs fans fail to realize how important this one player is to the team, is Devin Vassell. Devin Vassell has had a great season with the San Antonio Spurs, and has solidified himself as an instrumental piece. He helps space the floor. He helps both Castle and Harper play a lot better out there on the court, and he allows De'Aaron Fox to cook. I think actually, sometimes he looks like he's more important out there on the floor than Wembanyama at times, because when Wemby is out and he's sitting down, he's injured or what have you, as long as you had Vassell, this team was still cooking. And now without Vassell, you see that, hey, they're having some struggles out there on the court. But that just goes to show you how important Vassell is. I mean, Vassell is a good player right now for the San Antonio Spurs. He may have not been in years past, but this season, he's proven himself.
Why do people crap on Vassell all the time? Because
look at, here we go, right on cue. Midtown Texas. Vassell is not good, Joe. You need to go ahead and look at his game, man. telling you, when he's on the court, the Spurs are a better team.
And that's a very good way of putting it because it's not about the individual aspect of it all. It's how the collective works when he's
Yeah,
out there.
exactly.
Vassell right now, he's been with the Spurs for 6 seasons. His points per game this year is 31.9, which is about the same as he had the last 3 years. He had 31 points per game last year, 33 the year before that, 31 the year before that. So he's in line with what he normally does. He's taking fewer shot attempts, Joe. So as much as we bag on him for, oh, well, he's taking a lot of shots, he's averaging 12.4 shots per game. Last year, he averaged 13.9. So playing more minutes, less shots. His shooting has gone down from his field goal shooting has gone down from 44 to 42%, but his 3-point shooting has gone up from 36 to 38. Overall, what's that number I look for, Joe? EFG. It's identical to what it was last year. 5.532 versus 5.29. I mean, it's almost identical. Free throw shooting has gone up from 79% to 87%. All in all, he's having he has the same number of rebounds. If you think Vassell took a step back this year, he's producing identical to last year. Did you think he sucked last year or the year before? Because he's doing the exact same, Joe.
The thing that he was doing that was upsetting me in the years past is his shot selection, right? He's
Right.
gotten a lot better with that and helping the team get better, and I think it coincides. It's kind of like a symbiotic relationship. Vassell needs Castle, he needs Harper, he needs Fox to be able to go ahead and just play his position well. And now he can go ahead and trust his teammates to knock down shots to get to the basket, and that helps the San Antonio Spurs, as we've seen, rise to the top now in the NBA power rankings. Vassell in years past would try to cheat the defense when they would come up and they would start getting in position. They would go out there and throw the zone at the Spurs. Vassell would just pull up and just take an ill-advised three-pointer. There's nobody set up underneath the rim, underneath the basket to even get the rebound. Why are you taking a three-point shot? You don't even pass the ball around. You're not looking for the open man. And now that's changed a bit. So I'm saying that his game has evolved where now he's looking to his teammates more and he's making better decisions with the ball. In turn, that helps the team become a better team when he's out there on the court.
He's spreading the floor. And keep in mind, we've talked about and praised Keldon Johnson for accepting his role as the sixth man on this team. Vassell has had to do the same because remember, Vassell was the man for a few seasons with the Spurs. I mean, I know when DeMar DeRozan came in and Aldridge were there, he was still the man. He was still somebody getting a lot of shots. And remember back in the day, his rookie year, when he didn't give the ball to Wemby in the final play of a game,
he would hang on to that ball.
he wanted hero ball, man. And I'm looking at it, Joe. His shots per game 4 seasons ago, 15.7, down to 15.5, down to 13.9, down to 12.4. So his shots, his number of shot attempts has gone down, even though, Joe, the number of minutes played is identical.
Yeah. He's trusting his teammates a little more. That's what that stat's proven. He's going ahead and looking for the open man a little bit more often than he was before. He's learned that the hero ball isn't going to amount to the wins that you want.
Right. We have a comment in from Black Bucket on our chat powered by PFCheck's La Cantera. Says Vassell abandoned the we hoopin' mindset. He stays in his lane and delivers with the team when they need it, doing it efficiently.
Exactly, man.
And I think that Vassell, there are certain players that the Spurs have had over the years where you get fearful when they shoot the ball, right? Because you're like, oh my God, what are they doing? The what are they doing shot. Before Vassell, that was Manu, right? Manu had some seasons where you're like, what are you doing? Now there's more positives than negatives when it came to Manu. But before that, there was Willie Anderson, there was Sidney Green, there were all these guys back in the day.
Terry Cummins,
where you didn't want to see them shoot the ball, but then they would prove to you that they actually knew how to make a bucket. They were bucket getters. That's Devin Vassell's game, is that he's a bucket getter. Weird thing is that when he came out of college from Florida State, he was actually a lockdown defender in college, and it never came with him to the pros. But his defense is better when he's around Wemby. His defense is better when he's around Cornette, when he's around Fox and
Harper, yeah,
Harper and all those guys.
Castle.
So he's playing better. And someone asked the question, is he maxed out? He doesn't need to max out. He just needs to fit his role. Everyone needs to know the role and fall in line with it. Not everyone's going to be making 20 points per game. Not everyone's going to be shooting 40% from three. But the Spurs are going to make moves, Joe. If the Spurs are the number 2, number 3 seed in the Western Conference come February, they have to make a move. And it doesn't have to be a big splash, but it has to be a splash nonetheless. It can't be the whole, we're going to trade Sohan and Olynyk for a future first-round draft pick in the year 2034. It can't be that if you're the number 2 or 3 seed in the West.
The Spurs they're missing something, just a little piece of something there to go ahead and just make this team that contender that everybody wants.
And there are a lot of names that are out there, Joe. I mean, there are big names out there if they want to make a big splash, but then you'd have to give up a lot of draft capital. But what can the Spurs get for 2 first-rounders and $23 million in cap relief?
Yeah.
Can they get something out of that? And how much and how attracted are the Spurs to the Hawks pick this year?
The rumor is, more importantly than that, more than just the Hawks pick, you have Mr. Young there, rumored to go ahead and be on the trading block. Trae
Young.
Trae Young, yeah.
Yeah, the Washington Wizards now coming up as one of the potential sites for him.
So he hasn't gone into the team and said, hey, I want to trade. But I mean, I think that both parties are willing to go ahead and move on, because he's probably understanding that the Hawks have an upcoming pick, right? And that pick could be a replacement for the team to go ahead and say, you know what, let's just hit the reset button. This didn't work, and let the guy go somewhere else. Hopefully he can ball with another team, get an opportunity to go into the playoffs, go further into the playoffs, have a better career. That would be, it's amicable at this point for both parties, like I said, but the delusions of grandeur of Spurs getting him, that's not going to happen, dude.
Well, you know how we talk about New Orleans potentially getting rid of Trey Murphy or Zion Williamson?
Yeah.
This is a loaded draft this year. We talk about how there's some bad drafts and there's some good drafts. A bad draft was the Stephon Castle draft, where he was the best player, but he was also in a weak draft class. Doesn't mean he's a bad player. It just means he's a weak draft class. There have been other drafts out there, like the one that Dylan Harper was part of, which are considered to be very strong. I'm looking at these reports from The Ringer, from ESPN, who believe that the next draft should have between 8 and 10 all-stars. 8 to 10 all-stars. Not 8 to 10 possible all-stars. They're like, no, there's about 8 all-stars in there. One of them from San Antonio, by the way. Kingston Flemings, the guard out of the Houston Cougars, University of Houston. He went to Brandon High School. But I'm looking at it. New Orleans doesn't have a pick this year. How can you suck that bad and have no pick? Because their pick, which, by the way, as of right now, New Orleans has the second worst record in the league. They're 8-29. Remember, the top 3 seeds, or the bottom 3 seeds in the NBA, who are now Indiana, New Orleans, Sacramento, have identical odds to finish with the number 1 pick, identical odds for the number 2, 3, and 4 pick, and have identical odds to be in the top 4, right? Spurs right now are holding on to Atlanta's pick. Atlanta lost yesterday to Toronto and have fallen to 17-21.
Yeah, they're number 10 in the East.
That pick right there is now at number 12 for the Spurs. The Spurs right now holding on to that pick have a 7.1% chance of being in the top 4, which is 1 in 14.
Yeah, and there you go. That's just showing you the current standings in the East. And as you can see, the Hawks at number 10, they're almost on the way out of that play-in tourney. I mean, the Bucks are 16-20, which is about a game behind them.
Mm-hmm. And then you have only 1 game behind there is Milwaukee, and Memphis is a game and a half away. if the Hawks go on a 4 or 5 game losing skid, that pick suddenly becomes a top 10 pick. How married are the Spurs to this particular draft? Because you have a lot of big names on here, Joe. The number 1 overall pick is supposed to be Darren Peterson out of Kansas, the shooting guard over there. Cameron Boozer out of Duke, power forward. AJ DeBonsta from BYU. Caleb Wilson, Kingston Flemings. According to NBA Tankathon, right now, the number 5 pick in the draft would be a guy who this time last year I was refereeing over at Brennan. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Nate Ahmet from Tennessee, big name there. Mikal Brown from Louisville, also big name there. The Spurs right now projected to take Hans Steinbach. Who?
Well,
A
exactly.
6'11" power forward from Washington. Let's go through his list. It says, what is he best at? Offensive rating, best of offensive rebounds. He's really good at 3-point shooting, yada, yada, yada. What's he bad at? Defense.
You know what? But truth be told, have you seen this last game that the Spurs had against the Portland Trail Blazers? The team is just getting out hustled when it comes to the offensive rebounding struggle there that they have. And what happens with those offensive rebounds, if you give a team a second or even a third chance opportunity to score, they're going to put that ball in the bucket. And in close games, where the Spurs are down, Mike, 2 points, 3 points, you need to get those stops, man. And if you get a stop and then you can't get that offensive rebound, it was all for naught because the team still scored, and then you're down instead of being down 2-3 points, you're down 5. Then you go to the other end of the court, you just playing hero ball again, boom, miss the shot, goes the other way. Now you're down by 7, and pretty much that's all she wrote. Free throws from here on out, but the game is over. And that's what's kind of happens with the Spurs.
Peter Aguilar reaches out to us and says, is that pick, that swap this year, or do we have their pick? This year it's a swap. Next year it's their pick. So the Spurs have 2 first-rounders next year. This year have a swap, and because the Spurs have the 3rd best record in the league, we would actually swap with them to get that pick. Spurs 5.5-point favorites tonight against the Memphis Grizzlies. It should be a win, Joe. It should even with or without Wemby, it should be a win.
But the important thing to realize here is that the Spurs and their schedule, what do they have? Who do they have playing right now? Right after they play Memphis. The real game right here is going to be against the Lakers. So it'd be interesting to me to see how Mitch manages the minutes tonight. I mean, while the Grizzlies are going to be decimated with injury themselves, the tip is at 7 p.m., they're going to have a back-to-back, right? So you're going to have to go ahead and somehow limit these minutes, because I believe that the Spurs are going to want to get this game. It's important, no doubt, against the Grizzlies. But if it gets away early from the Grizzlies and the Spurs are up by 20, 30 points, you can kind of coast. You're going to go ahead and pull some of your starters, let them relax, let them rest.
You would hope so.
But you're looking forward to that Lakers game. That's going to be a big matchup for the Spurs, and that's going to happen tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. That's a big matchup for them. That's the game that they want, more so than the Grizzlies.
We have a statement out from Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones about Matt Eberflus being let go as defensive coordinator. By the way, did not realize this, but this would be the Cowboys' 4th defensive coordinator now. The new one that they hire, their 4th one in 4 years. There's no consistency on the defense side of the ball. And who would have thought they'd give up 511 points? Cowboys owner, president, and general manager Jerry Jones, according to Adam Schefter of ESPN, talking about Matt Eberflus, says, quote, having known Matt Eberflus for decades now, we have tremendous respect and appreciation for him as a coach and a person. After reviewing and discussing the results of our defensive performance this season, though, it was clear a change was needed. This is the first step in that process, and we will continue to review as it applies to reaching our higher expectations, end quote. Translation, go get your shine box.
Yeah. Bye.
The New York Giants also fired their defensive coordinator, Shane Bowen.
Yeah, these types of moves are necessary, especially
the
Cowboys.
Commanders fired their defensive coordinator. Basically, the entire NFC East lost their defensive coordinators,
They're
except for Philadelphia.
Yeah, man, you got to make these changes because In the grand scheme of things, you're looking at the Cowboys. The Cowboys had a great offense. They just had a bad defense. You have to be able to get that balance with the team. Now, had they had a decent enough defense, maybe they could have won some of these other games and they might be in the wild card talk.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not meant to be because again, the Cowboys were in charge of their own fate and they just couldn't pull it off, man. They could not get the wins when it mattered the most and they choked again. But
The
they need to
Cowboys were
they
two
need
and six on
something.
grass this year, Joe. The Cowboys were
Does
2-6 on grass.
that stat never changes. It's been like that for a while already. If they play outside, and
Outside
they
in
play on
grass.
turf, it's over, man. It's over.
The New Braunfels' own Cliff Kingsbury stepped down. He didn't get fired. He stepped down from the Washington Commanders as their offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he says he's going to go pursue other opportunities. You know what that tells me? Wouldn't he be big back in college?
Maybe.
Cliff Kingsbury taking over a Power 4, Power 5 conference.
Did you hear what happened with Tampa Bay's head coach here?
No, what happened?
Todd Bowles, he speaks on the future as a Buccaneers head coach. He said, "I've earned the chance. I've won 3 straight division titles, so that says a lot as far as I'm concerned."
He won a ring too.
Jockeying for his job right there, saying, "Hey, he's still got something left in the tank."
I looked at that. Did Todd Bowles get a ring with Tampa Bay?
I don't know if he did. I think he came in right around the time that Brady was exiting.
I don't know if he was part of the organization or whatnot. Let me see here. He's been with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers no, he was with them. He was their defensive coordinator when they won it. So yeah, he got a trophy. He got a ring as an assistant coach.
I mean, Tampa Bay didn't have a bad season. They just didn't make the playoffs. I mean, they won their last game, but unfortunately, they left their fate in another team's hands and they effed around and found out. That's what happens that's why it's so important sometimes when you get these games that you should win and then you lose them. It comes back to bite you in the end,
Joe, who's under the most pressure this weekend in NFL? Is there a team? Because I would think as a team,
yeah,
the team under the most pressure is probably, to me, the Chicago Bears.
The Bears are going to have the spotlight on them, no doubt, because they're going up against the Packers.
And the Packers own them. Now, the Packers, they did beat the Packers 3 weeks ago, but it was a close game. They almost lost. Packers beat them 5 weeks ago. So They played twice in 3 weeks. It's a 1.5 point spread. But Green Bay in the playoffs, we saw this. We talked about this yesterday. They've made the playoffs 13 out of 16 years. And when they beat up on the Cowboys in the last Cowboys playoff game, they're prepared for playoff time. The Bears are more talented, though, and the Packers defense is beaten up. So the Bears have every chance in the world, but I'm looking at that. I'm thinking to myself, man, the Bears have a lot of pressure to exercise those demons there. But I'm looking at it this way, Joe. Look at the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence going up against each other. That Buffalo team, Bills Mafia, whatnot, they have never won a Super Bowl, and they've gone close. They went 4 times in the 80s and 90s in a row.
They could never get past the Chiefs,
They couldn't get past the Chiefs, and then finally the Bengals beat the Chiefs, and then they couldn't get past the Bengals. I think the pressure on Josh Allen is big this week.
It's not only on Josh Allen, but you look at teams that got something to prove. One team in particular, you got the opponent that the Bills are going up against, the Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
They got something to prove. The other game that's interesting to me, 49ers Eagles. Now, the 49ers, it's something just tells me, and I got a hunch.
Mm-hmm.
This could be an upset. Eagles are probably going to be heavily favored to go up and beat the 49ers. But the Eagles aren't the same team they used to be. I think the 49ers can go ahead and beat the Eagles, and that would be an upset there. If you want to make some money on that game, there you go. Straight up money line. go ahead and put it on the 49ers to best the Eagles. But the game that you want to circle that has something to prove, Chargers Patriots. Patriots have been my dark horse team since the season, before the season even started. Chargers have a lot to prove. Notoriously, they are known for choking, dude. And they're, well, this isn't your daddy's Chargers team. If you go back and you look at revisionist history, they always implode in the biggest moments, much like the Cowboys. Chargers got something to prove there, but the Patriots are also a very good team.
And the Chargers lost two in a row. The Chargers have lost 2 in a row. They're limping into the playoffs.
They're limping in there, but I'm saying they have something to prove. They want to go ahead and be like, well, this isn't your daddy's Chargers team, and this Chargers team is legit. And I've heard all this from the fans before. But I mean, they're going up against a very good Patriots team. That would be a huge upset. I don't see that happening, though. I think the Patriots are going to best the Chargers and move on. Texans, Steelers. Steelers are limping in. This is probably Aaron Rodgers' last game. You know?
Okay.
Come on.
Lots to unpack on this one, first of all, Joe. I agree with you about so much of this. New England's going to beat the living crap out of the Chargers. 3.5 point spread. That is disrespectful. You get 3 points for being the home team. You telling me that the New England, who has been the class of the AFC pretty much the entire year, them in Denver, is basically a 0.5 point favorite on a neutral site against this team? No. They're the much better team. They're going to annihilate the Chargers.
As they should. The
Eagles, you don't know what team's going to show up with the Eagles, man. They're one of two teams. They are simultaneously a Super Bowl contending team, and they're also one of the worst teams in the NFL. Are they the team that's going to have 34 points scored or 10? They don't do anything in the middle, Joe. We don't know what team's going to show up and I don't think the Eagles have enough in them to do, the 3 or 4 games needed to win the Super Bowl. If you say that the Niners are going to win that game, plus 190 on the money line, I'm all right with it. The Niners surprise people. Doesn't matter who their quarterback is. They just win games.
Telling you, I think the Niners can best the Eagles.
They're more consistent than the Eagles. They're more consistent than they are. Lincoln Financial Field's a hard place to win a game, but they're more predictable. They're more consistent, I guess you could say. But going on to these games there, Joe, Texans are favored by 3 over the Steelers. Can you imagine if Rodgers has a little bit of magic there and thumps the Texans after the Texans have won 9 in a row to get into the playoffs? Texans won 9 in a row, but couldn't catch the Jaguars. The Jags won 8 in a row to end the year. They were 1 game behind them for 2 months straight as they won week after week after week. But it's all for nothing if they go into Pittsburgh and lose. And here's the reason why I'm looking at it, Joe. Yeah. The weather.
Who benefits? Plays a factor.
Well, I mean, NRG is always 72 degrees.
Yeah.
Right? And I know the Texans are a good team with a good defense, but I'm going to look up right now, Joe, Pittsburgh's weather. They play Monday night. If it's cold, close your eyes, Joe. Think of all the best Aaron Rodgers highlights, Joe. It's Aaron Rodgers in what? The frozen tundra.
Yeah. He's used to that weather, man, out there in Green Bay. That he was there for many years. So he's used to that.
Pittsburgh's weather on Monday. Let's see here. On Monday is going to be kickoff in freezing.
And what does the ball do? The ball does weird things when in that cold weather, man.
Okay. Again, they shouldn't be. The Texans had a better record. The Texans should host this game. But the day that they're playing there in Pittsburgh, this Monday, the low is 27, the high is 39. So the high is 39. It'll be 34, 33 degrees at kickoff, and then get down in the 20s as the game progresses. You're telling me C.J. Stroud's going to play well in that weather? You want to go for another? I want to go for another upset, Joe.
Steelers over the Texans. That's what you're going to go for?
I'm not going for it. I'm cheering for the Texans. But let's just say weather plays a factor, Joe.
It does play a factor, but I still got to go ahead and say I think the Texans are going to best the Steelers, man. Aaron Rodgers might be on his way out, taking that L, riding off into the sunset. He's going to have to
Well,
contemplate retirement, man, because let's be honest, in this last game that they had against the Ravens, the legs ain't there no more, man. He can't run for those first
mm,
downs. He can't be squirrely anymore. He might be able to break loose for another, extend the play for another second or two, but he ain't got the the leg speed anymore to get out there and run for that first down.
right.
The heart is willing, but the body's failing him, man. It's only a matter of time.
Your mind is telling me no, but his
No,
body.
his body telling him no. The heart saying, "Let's go, let's go."
Did you see that hug, that embrace between the Steelers head coach and Aaron Rodgers, where he was like
Yeah,
telling Coach Tomlin, "Thank you for
thank you.
bringing me back." He goes, "No, thank
Yeah,
you for being here." And I was like, "What the hell was all this about?" And we
I
didn't get
know.
into Steve Kerr, man. The theatrics of Steve
Oh
Kerr getting
God,
ejected.
let me show it. Let me show it. That was pretty humorous, man. I know Mario Cavazos. He had been saying, "Hey, man, I sent you." I saw the video. And I already told Mike we're gonna play this before the show started. So appreciate you, man. But this was funny. This was Snoop Dogg. He was commenting on the game. He was doing the commentary, right? So this is Steve Kerr getting ousted, ejected at the Golden State and Clippers game last night.
Back him up, GP. Back him up. Steve ready to fire on him.
He's already gone.
Steve banging Inglewood right now. Inglewood, get him, Steve. You in Inglewood, Steve. The Arizona Wildcat that came out and look at him.
Snoop Dogg's hilarious, dude. Over there barking. "Rah, rah, rah, rah." He ain't gonna do nothing. I'd say let him go. He ain't gonna do nothing.
Mario Cavas is in our chat asking Tony Ornelas where he's at. He says Driftwood, Texas, and Mario's asking, "Where's Driftwood by?" It's by the Salt Lake, baby. You know where the Salt Lake is?
Salt Lake.
That's some good barbecue over there.
Oh. And look, they said, "How is that not scripted?" That was funny either way, man. That was one of the moments from last night's NBA games. And you could see those on the Peacock network if you have that. So I believe it's also for free on NBC. Local here is what Channel 4. So you can check that out. But
JHNSB coming out saying the Salt Lake is mid. You take that back.
geez, bro. Arizona Wildcat came out.
Hey,
Oh, look at that.
whenever I see Arizona Wildcat, do you know what I think of?
What?
Sandra Bullock in the movie Speed.
Oh God.
Remember when that guy starts calling him Wildcat? Starts calling her the
Wildcat.
Wildcat because she
Yeah.
has the logo on, and that's when they realize he has a camera in here. Dude, Keanu Reeves movies are just like so entertaining, man.
He's just he has the same expression though. It's like it doesn't change. Like he's only got one mode. He can't really act all that well, but his movies are pretty entertaining. You know what I mean?
I mean, think
John
about
Wick.
it. John Wick, Matrix trilogy. You've got what's it called?
Point Break.
Break.
Yeah.
Bill and Ted's.
That's such a stoner movie, dude. That's so stupid. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Speaking of
Oh,
stoner movies, this week is the 25-year anniversary of Dude's Where's My Car?
that was such
And
a stupid ass
then,
movie.
no more and then, stupid movie, dude. Stupid movie. Love it, though.
Dude, where's my car? If it comes out, you're gonna be watching it, Mike. Laughing at it.
Well, I mean, the other guy in there, we know it as Ashton Kutcher, right? But you have the other guy who played Stifler on the American Pie movies. That guy's had one hell of a career, man. He's just the Sean William Scott, right?
Yeah.
He's just around. He's like the movie Rounders, that phrase that they use, just hanging around. He got alligator blood. He's just hanging around. Sean William Scott is making a career that's lasted 25 years, all from Stifler, dude.
Yeah.
You say I went out there, Joe? Everyone talking about Terry Black's and all the different different barbecue places, Salt Lick, Franklin's. It's all good. Dude, Terry Black's is good. I go to the one in New Braunfels, and then you go to Luling for barbecue, baby. That's where you go.
Look at this one. This is funny, dude.
One
Juan Wick is puro. Oh God. You know, there was some news too as we end the show. We start bringing the show to an end here. This is something that's important because everybody, they've pretty much cut the cord and everybody uses streaming services and whatnot. So this is some news that I've been keeping an eye on for quite some time. So the people that own FanDuel Network, which everybody here locally, if you're a Spurs fan, you have to have a subscription to watch a lot of Spurs games here locally in the San Antonio area. They're in trouble, man. They're in big trouble. They're missing payments now to, let's say, some of these MLB teams, right? And they said the owner of the FanDuel Sports Network missed its January payments to multiple undisclosed NBA teams. The NBA wants to make money. You cannot miss payments and still have the rights to show said teams on your network. Something's amiss here. So right now, FanDuel is in big trouble, and supposedly there's a potential deal, right, to go ahead and sell the FanDuel Sports Network here to DAZN, which we know infamously for hosting boxing, right? So if DAZN goes ahead and acquires the FanDuel network, what does that mean for you as a consumer? You're going to most likely have to pay more money to see your favorite teams in your local area, because now you're going to have to go ahead and look to go and get a subscription to DAZN. And if you're not a boxing fan and you don't really care about boxing, DAZN is really known for boxing. I think they carry some other sports out there as well. I think it was for a time I remember seeing some soccer or something there. But this would be big for DAZN to be able to go ahead and acquire FanDuel and be able to have the rights to show these NBA games, regional sports, in this respective areas. And not only are they going to acquire like the rights to show NBA games, but it would also be like MLB games as well. So something to keep an eye on, because I know we're all paying $20-something a month to see the Spurs games on the FanDuel network, which the app is complete garbage, by the way. But FanDuel is in trouble. They're broke. They don't have any money to sustain themselves moving forward.
And Bally's couldn't sustain it either, man. So that just shows you that there might not be enough money being made off of regional sports shows or sports broadcasting.
Sports networks, yeah.
Like it was back in the day when we had Fox Sports Southwest, which seemed to be doing pretty good. Interesting article that I'm reading right now. It involves an old friend of mine named Raymond Silva. This is mysa.com reporting that Ken's 5, Raymond Silva, who's their director, who's the one who pushes the buttons.
Yeah,
camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, is leaving after 35 years at Ken's and 40 years in San Antonio News, because I worked with him over at KBB back in the day also as well. That he's leaving because he says AI threatened his position, and that the company that owns Ken's, Tegna, is now going to be using AI to direct its newscasts.
They're going to use AI not only to direct its newscasts, but also to go ahead and start feeding, let's say, content to their multiple platforms that they have. So social media platforms, these, let's say, news stories that everybody likes, most popular news stories of the day that are going to probably get a lot of traction. AI is going to be spitting these little tweets or, putting things out on Instagram, whatever. It's all going to be AI now. You're not going to have an actual person doing that. So the days of somebody behind the scenes, an actual human being, are going away and being replaced by AI. So that's a trend I think that is going to continue to happen. I mean, at the end of the day, at some point in time, what's going to happen with news reporters, and them reporting? I mean, is that going to be replaced by AI writing stories now? That's weird.
It's already being used.
I know it's being used. It's weird though.
It's already being used, and do you trust the technology, or do you trust human error when it comes to it all? I tell my daughter all the time, as she's starting her journalism career, learn how to do everything, because you don't know when your spot is going to be taken by technology or whatnot. Learn to do everything. And, I have that mindset right now about what I do for a living is learn how to do everything because I don't know what's going to be the popular financial tool or product of the moment of the next 5 years or the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Learn to do everything. Keep learning, and keep having ambition. I was talking to Chica about this last night. I was like, we were talking about that we going back into the whole male loneliness, right? I was saying that also lost in all this is the ambition factor of it all. And iron sharpens iron. And you need to have a neighborhood, a community of people around you, whether they be a friends, a significant other, girlfriend, whatever, over time. You might not have it all at one time, but you need to have it all at some point, right?
Yeah.
And it's amazing how we feed off of each other positively and negatively. Misery loves company, but also positivity it fosters positive things. And I came home yesterday and I told her, I was like, man, I'm so happy. I'm going to kick ass at work this week because you made me happy. And the iron sharpens iron type of thing. She goes, well, if that does that, then this is going to make me happy. And then happiness feeds off each other, no different than misery does as well. Hey, you know how you can make friends, Joe? Come hang out with us January 23rd. Yeah. Hang out with us. We're going to celebrate 500. Is it 23rd? Is that what we're talking about there? I might have misspoken.
You said the 24th.
24th.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday.
And this location, the Little Woodrow's, is going to be at the Braun location only. So we'll be there. Mm-hmm. That's the one that's out there just past Culebra.
Make friends with me. Make friends with Joe.
Yeah.
Make friends with all the people that are following the show. We have a date, January 24th. Go get a sitter. Bring your significant other if you want. We won't bite.
Yeah. We got $250 to use, so why not? And Sean was saying that it is good on drinks, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and call him. I was talking with him yesterday.
Let's test that. We want 30 shots of Fireball. Light them up.
Oh God, no, dude.
Mario saying make a flyer, Joe, and I think he's right.
Yeah, you got to do a flyer. We'll have Miguelito's face on it for the 24th. He's not backing out this time. There's going to be no reschedule. No reschedule.
No reschedule. Make it so.
Come on, hang out with us. Sam Salinas says, need to give you a call, Mike. I need to make a deposit.
I'll give you a call this afternoon, my man. Let's make this happen.
All right. Well, we're going to have to go ahead and bring the show to a close here because I got to get ready to start working. Work has been nuts, dude. Like, yesterday was crazy. It had never been that busy before. And like I said, it was pure panic from everybody.
Pure panic.
Pure panic, dude. Like they can't rise to the occasion. Like they get all flustered when things start going south. Like it's just they just don't know how to handle the pressure. And the only thing you can do when you have situations like this, just keep working, dude. Just keep working. That's all you can do. You're just one person, just do your job and just keep moving on. Before you know it, you finish your shift and everything's all right. Yeah, it was busy, but you can't get flustered, man. Like some people just ain't built for this, Mike.
gotta keep going, doing what you're doing, baby. Yahoo Sports is now reporting that the United States Patent and Trademark Office has denied the Oakland A's trademarks for Las Vegas Athletics and Vegas Athletics.
God.
Saying that Las Vegas is too close to Oakland geographically to be able to take that trademark with them. Does that mean they have to change their names?
Maybe.
Interesting, Joe. Interesting.
Maybe. Ain't that interesting there.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, we will be back tomorrow. We'll be talking about the Spurs tomorrow. Spurs taking on the Memphis Grizzlies tonight, 5.5-point favorites. Back-to-back for the Spurs, so we got to get out to a fast start now. I say the Spurs take this one down by 8 today. They'll cover the spread. They'll win by 8.
Okay.
What I think will happen is the Spurs will go up to a 14, 16-point lead, and then they'll coast the rest of the way and win ultimately by 8.
I'd like them to see them go up as high as 30 and then just kind of coast the rest of the second half and rest their starters in preparation for that big Lakers matchup.
Yeah. Very, very, very cool. Well, my man, we'll be back tomorrow. Thank you so much. Hit the like button on the way out, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, Pia Chang's La Cantera. Tomorrow's Wednesday, Wines Day. Go have lunch today. Go visit Sean.
And we'll see you boys tomorrow. You all take care. We're out. Peace.
See ya.